I'm gonna talk about Jojo in this episode.
Jojo!
Welcome back to another episode of Psycosmos, specifically another episode of our Secrets of the Universe series, where we're going to cover the last principle of Hermeticism known as cause and effect. Stay tuned for more information.
Oh, hello. Welcome back.
So cause and effect. This one's actually probably one of the more easier ones to understand. With every cause, there has to be some sort of effect.
All right, see you later.
For every beginning, there is an end. For every Genesis, there is a revelation or an apocalypse. Either way, cause and effect is basically the principle that you can't have something happen without something happening first. It kind of plays into one of the previous aspects of Hermeticism, which we touched on, which was the principle of mentalism, where basically from thought comes creation. Okay, so in order to have something happen in your life, there has to be some sort of driving force. In order for a driving force to occur, there has to be something that happened previously. An effect has to happen before in order for a cause to become a cause. And a lot of the time people think that it's just a straight line, and it's actually a cycle or a rhythm playing back into one of the previous principles of Hermeticism. In order for you to have something happen, being the effect, you have to have a driving force. But in order for the driving force to come to fruition, something before that had already come. So it is a rhythm in that kind of sense, but it is a duality as well, because it explains in order for an effect to happen, the cause has to be the initiating thing. So
you can't just have an effect spring up out of nowhere.
Right.
I don't even know what that would be like.
I think the best interpretation of this is if you've ever seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, which just recently got done with their Part 5, Vento Reo. And this has total spoiler warning. One guy has the ability to erase time. He has the ability to erase things that happen. He erases the effect. The cause does not get erased. It's just the effect. However, another guy gets another superpower where he can erase the cause of things. So the effect never even happens. The way that his power works is basically no matter what happens, he can erase the cause of it before it happens, which seems like really, really overpowered, and it is.
It is.
It's super overpowered, but that's basically the whole point of it, is you have this one guy who thinks he's completely invincible because he can erase effects, but the only thing stronger than that is if you can erase the cause to the effect. Because if you can, nothing can ever happen. Nothing can ever generate.
Nothing ever happens.
Everything eventually goes to nothingness, which is what he does to the bad guy later on in the series. You have to have a cause for an effect, but the effects create more causes to come later on, and it creates more of a cycle. And the way that this transcends to your own life is, if you want something to happen, you gotta do it. Okay, and it's like the simplest way to say it. You can't sit around and hope that you're going to win the lottery one day. And you're not going to win the lottery unless you go out and buy a lottery ticket, right? So you have to have the cause with the effect. But more importantly, this is just transcendental with every single little small decision that you make in your entire life. If every single time you're picking up a cigarette to smoke it, eventually the effect is you're going to get sick somehow. And that's just the reality of the situation. If you're eating a lot of sugar, you might get fat, or you might get some kind of really negative health defect because of the sugar. There's a whole bunch of ways that this can transcend to your life, but the whole point is be aware of the causes in everything in your life. The causes are the main thing to look out for, as it was even in the show that I was using as an example. The causes is really where the power of the situation has and where it lasts, because if you make good causes or make good driving forces now, the effects later will be positive and good later on, which will spur more positive causes down the line. And it all starts with that cause. And the effect is extraordinarily important too, because without the effect, there would be no causes to continue on the rhythm in the cycle.
It'd be really hard to measure the cause in the first place.
Right, but the cause and effect essentially works as a dual nature. One is a driving force, and one is the more submissive force, and that ultimately is the Hermetic principle of cause and effect.
That's all of them.
Wow, look at that. We covered all 7 of the Hermetic principles. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this series, make sure you comment down below, like the video, ring the notification bell, check us out on all of our social media, and make sure you check out our Patreon. If you think people need more motivation, positive insight, and determination, make sure you share this with your friends, family, and loved ones. We're here for all of you. We want to spread more love, truth, and knowledge, and wisdom.
Let us know what you want us to talk about more, and let us know if there's anything in this list that you want to hear more about, or I don't know, less about, or if there's something that this list reminds you of that you really think that's important that you like to talk about. Just let us know.
Yep, and we'll discuss some very important topics along the way. Thank you once again. We love you guys. Take care.